Welcome to a special crossover between Previously on X-Men.
And This Endorian Life. My name is Steve Rudd.
I'm Hillary.
I'm Nick, and we're settling in for some Marvel Saturday morning cartoons this time around.
Today we are discussing Season 2, Episode 8. It's amazing there were more of Spider-Man 67, Phantom from the depths of time.
And
boy.
But right away, doesn't that raise some questions? Because there was no time travel involved.
There was literally no time travel. That's
Was there even a Phantom involved?
I think they're just trying to explain why there's such a weird shift in tone. But there was never actually any time or Phantom.
No, it didn't happen.
This was like when, remember the Ewoks did that? Where they would be like, tune in next time for like the evil swamp thing. And there was just no evil swamp thing.
No evil swamp,
not at all. Just not at all. Yeah.
No.
Just Larry.
This episode originally aired November 2nd, 1968, and it consists largely, I can't believe I'm saying this, of footage originally used for Rocket Robin Hood, is a thing that existed.
Yeah.
The episode From Menace to Menace. So if people who were like diehard Rocket Robin Hood fans, would they have seen this Spider-Man and been like, hey, I've seen this?
Probably. I mean, so Steve and I did an episode of Rocket Robin Hood, I don't know, earlier this year, and we sort of did a deep dive into it, and there was a lot of production. You'll see a lot of the voice cast did voices in both of them. So, but Rocket Robin Hood was like a fully Canadian production. And
I don't know why that makes me laugh, but I just know it has
makes
a very
so much
specific
sense now,
meaning.
Yeah. But, it was relatively popular in the
Rocket Robin Hood.
Yes, in the 60s in Canada.
Canada.
I read Mike Myers' book, Canada, and he talked all about like loving Rocket Robin Hood growing up with it. But I asked your dad, who was a boy in Canada
at exactly this
that time, I was like, Rocket Robin Hood, and he was like, what are you talking about? So I don't
those
know.
Maritimers, they don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know. So clearly, like, Spider-Man was the more popular of the two, and in 67
Spider-Man more popular than Rocket
Robin Hood.
Okay.
Yeah, of the two.
I know, surprising.
But Rocket Robin Hood, it lasted for quite a while. I think it was relatively popular for its time. Spider-Man, all of the Marvel shows from the 60s were like dirt cheap budgets. Like a lot of them, even the earlier stuff was mostly just comic panels, and they would do the most minimal, like, look, his mouth is technically moving. Like, it was essentially still images. So, they had shoestring budgets. And I think by this point in Spider-Man, they were just like, well, we've got this other stuff laying around. We can just lift Rocket Robin Hood off the cells and put Spider-Man on it. So
your listeners have heard of Rocket Robin Hood from a previous episode.
Oh, they're experts now. Yeah.
For my listeners, we have to what?
It is a show that is about the descendants of Robin Hood and Little John and Friar Tuck and Maid Marian, just set in space in the future. And there's times where they like travel back in time and they interact with like the real Robin Hood. It's a spacey adventure kind of show. Steve and I watched, episode 3? It was a really early episode.
It was something pretty early on.
Yeah, and it was, kind of like this one was. It was like unintentionally hilarious, just in some of the timing and the movements of the characters.
This was unintentionally hilarious.
But the show, I don't know what happens, but it goes off the rails. Like if you just watch a later episode of that, it's trippy, like this one that we watched. It's ethereal and weird and just doesn't make a lot of sense. So it goes from a pretty like Robin Hood in space premise to like this very weird situation.
Just a normal Robin Hood in space premise.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little weird.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what it is it would be best described as like Robin Hood meets Flash Gordon. So it has all that like similar style, similar artwork and everything. People wearing tunics and cod pieces jump into like a rocket ship and you're like, what? So it doesn't make any sense at all. And we have like, what is it? Like a steampunk, cyberpunk. We have like all these names for like, this is unnameable. There's like no name for like, it is literally just sci-fi fantasy. That's it. It's science fiction just jammed into fantasy, or fantasy jammed into sci-fi, and that's it. It's
Okay.
there's no name for it. I can't imagine.
No, you're right. You're right. And in the Spider-Man 67 show, well, first of all, that's the Spider-Man. Like, that's the origin of that song is from this show. So that's the thing that people still think about from this show.
Oh, for years and years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that shows up all the time. But it was relatively straight-laced. It was kind of like Jameson and the burglars and, like just a kind of a classic Spider-Man show.
Like going, like he's the photographer at the newspaper. He goes after kind of street level thugs.
Yeah. Rinse and repeat.
And then this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
We watched this episode and I realized that I have seen this before.
You saw this episode before? I had
seen this before. Yeah, I had because I think Steve and I were talking about this in the last episode of Endorian Life, but in the mid 2000s, I was in one of those like used CD, used DVD stores, and it was like everything's $3. And I have the box set of this. I got it for like
this?
Yes, of Spider-Man 67. I have like all of the 52 episodes.
The last remaining DVD box set.
It's like super out of print now, and it's not streaming on anything. So like I have it, and I bought it for like $3. And so I've watched this show. I watched it as a kid, like on VHS, and then I watched random episodes like since.
So you think you've seen this episode?
I know I've seen this episode.
All right.
Yeah.
It's selling for hundreds of dollars right now.
It is. No, it really is. Anyway, let me some background on Spider-Man 67. Of course, this is based on the character Spider-Man.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, created by Steve Ditko and Stan Lee, who Stan Lee, along with Jack Kirby, created what, Hillary?
The X-Men.
Ding, ding, ding. Crossover. As I mentioned, it ran for 52 episodes over the course of 3 seasons and was released on DVD in 2004. This episode, I'm confused about the writing credits because as Steve and I discussed in Rocket Robin Hood, the credits for it are really difficult to nail down. Like there were some voices we could never match. We couldn't figure out who was, like we just couldn't.
Who made this? Like what is their deal?
Canada. Canada made it. Canada made it.
Produced by Canada.
So basically, I mean, this has wraparound sequences of Spider-Man in New York sort of being like, well, it's relatively quiet in New York, so I guess I'll go somewhere else, And so those, I think, are the only thing that is really original, because I watched a side-by-side comparison, and the episodes pretty much, besides swapping out the characters, go just exactly the same. So the episode was written by Ralph Bakshi, Lynn Carter, and Fred Halladay, directed by Ralph Bakshi. Cast include Paul Soles as Spider-Man, a role he'd later reprise in the Spider-Woman animated series. We have Paul Kligman, so he plays Jameson in this show, like J. Jonah Jameson, but he also plays Friar Tuck in Rocket Robin Hood. So we heard him in just some of those. We had all these random voices in there, so we heard him in the background there. Carl Banas as Dr. Manta. He also voices Scorpion in Spider-Man and Titanor in Rocket Robin Hood. Steve, you remember Titanor?
Was Dr. Manta the bad guy in this?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
that was a voice.
I missed that. I should have looked that up. I did.
That was, Dr. Manta talked just like a dentist.
Yeah, I was gonna say just a doctor, like a pediatrician
like a
or
dude.
something.
Yeah.
But he had that elaborate, like insect face.
There were times when this felt downright space ghosty.
It did.
The face.
Yes, because the voice was so disjointed from the face.
Yep. Let's see. What else we had Bernard Cohen, who he voices some of the prisoner voices in here. He also narrated both Rock and Robin Hood and Spider-Man and a lot of other Marvel shows. And that's the primary cast. Hillary, you want to hit us with the X-Files segment?
Yeah, our X-Files segment is Peg Dixon. She voices Betty Brant and Aunt May in the series. Feels like an odd...
Yeah, it does.
An odd pairing. Other Marvel roles, she's the Wasp, Pepper Potts, and Jane Foster, so just the ladies the girl ones. Yeah. In the Marvel Superheroes cartoon. Is that around the same time, you think?
That's a little earlier, and that's one of the ones. It was like a package show, and it was really kind of like still images from the comic, and they would kind of like move the arm or move the mouth.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Most notably, Peg Dixon voices the Scarlet Witch in the 1966 Captain America series, and that's the first time Scarlet Witch was ever in media other than comic books.
That's cool. It's funny how Scarlet Witch started with the X-Men and then was like, forget it, I'm going to go be an Avenger character.
She fits better.
Good choice. Good choice.
I'm curious, you guys, what is your childhood Spider-Man? Like, when you think of Spider-Man, What is it? This show? No, but like, what
How
is it?
old do you think
What
I
is it?
am?
Like, what's the Spider-Man of your youth, Hillary?
I think I have to go with Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Because I didn't really, when I was like a kid, I didn't really care at all about Spider-Man. I didn't have comic books or anything like that.
So you weren't like when you were watching X-Men the animated series, you
Oh
were
no.
not watching
No,
Spider-Man.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
No interest at all of
Oh,
any kind.
Okay. Well,
But I liked the movies when they came out, and that's probably the earliest Spider-Man for me.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
That's the same. When I was young, I was not into Spider-Man.
Okay.
I don't know why. It was Star Wars, for me it was
Yeah,
Star
yeah, yeah.
Wars and fantasy and stuff like that. And even though I'm kind of in the same boat as Hillary, like, I first saw Spider-Man really with Tobey Maguire, but I got to be honest, man, Tom Holland's the guy
Mm-hmm.
that, like, in my mind, that's who Spider-Man should be. So anytime I think of Spider-Man, I don't ever think of Tobey Maguire anymore. I think of Tom Holland because he just fits in my mind of who, I don't know. I don't know if he works compared to to the original. Like if somebody's reading a comic book and they think, oh, Tom Holland's the guy that I'm imagining, or who I would imagine Spider-Man became. I don't know. But to me, I'm like, he's perfect. He just fits. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just magical. What
He's
about
a
you?
great Spider-Man.
No, I
He's
mean,
so good. Yeah.
I think your point about Tom Holland is right though, and I think it is probably the closest, at least live action, to like the original like Steve Ditko stuff, because it's you get all sides of it. Like you get the humor, but
Mhm.
you also get the angst, and you get the idea that he's like having fun
Yeah.
being Spider-Man and like all
Yeah.
those different things. So,
I don't think anybody else has captured the quips the way he
No.
does.
no.
I mean, they've done the
Yeah.
quips, but Tom Holland, I think it's the having fun.
Yeah.
Because I think the others like Tobey Maguire and who was it?
Andrew
Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield.
Who I
Yeah.
love.
Mhm.
But when they deliver the quips, it's like I'm delivering quips now.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
the Toby Spider-Man doesn't have a lot of quips, really.
Yeah.
I mean, just well,
But
He
like
doesn't have a lot. And Andrew Garfield, I felt, was almost condescending in his quips, where Tom Holland is very
yes, yeah.
like nice.
Yeah,
It's
and like
like
he's just having
nice
fun.
quips.
yeah.
Yeah, nice guy quips.
I just always
Yeah.
felt like with Andrew Garfield, like he's just too cool.
He's too cool, man.
You know what
He's
like-
too cool.
Even-
Yeah.
the thing
Before
he
the
has-
spider bite, he's just a cool guy.
The thing
so-
Andrew Garfield has going for him, I think, which is an atypical Spider-Man, but he's just weird.
yeah,
He's just a weird guy.
he's a weird dude.
Like you just
Mhm.
watch him and you're like, what is going on with you? So
Yeah.
like that's a take
Yeah.
that you can go
Yeah,
for a nerd in high school.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I loved the Toby Spider-Mans. I saw the first Spider-Man movie in theaters so many times, and I remember seeing Spider-Man 2 like at a midnight showing, like the
Mhm.
very first chance, totally packed theater. But I mean, because we've talked about it so many times, but Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
You
You
love Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and the Spider-Man show that was right around that time, from I think those are like 70s shows, but they were in pretty heavy rotation. And there was a lot of these just ended up on like 3 episodes on VHS, and I got those
Oh,
all
wow.
the time.
Mhm.
And so I did watch that Captain America show you were talking about. I watched Marvel Superheroes, but like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends
Were
was
these
constant.
just on TV? Like how were you watching
Yeah,
these?
they were on TV, but I did have I know I had like an officially released like Spider-Man and His
Mhm.
Amazing Friends VHS that had maybe 3 episodes on it that I watched 1,000 times. So there's that. But I also was really like the 90s Spider-Man show was like appointment TV for me too.
Mhm.
I was more into that at the time, I think, than X-Men.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You know, I
3
really-
episodes
I loved
sounds
that
like
show.
Columbia House. Remember when they would do that?
Yeah,
You could
it might
buy
have
like
been.
Columbia, and they would
Yeah.
send you like like 5 free tapes
Yeah.
of different shows. So it was probably a sample that your parents
it was
got.
definitely
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I remember Toys R Us had like a big wall of these VHS tapes, and it would just be, just random compilations and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's probably the original. And I did watch this show. I mean, even before I had the DVD, like I was familiar with it, and I definitely had episodes of this on VHS. But this was not at all what I was expecting. So, Steve, why don't you hit us with this uber detailed plot?
All right, from the same country that brought you Milk in a Bag and Rocket Robin Hood, it is Spider-Man Phantom
Cut off that corner.
Season 2, episode 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, Phantom from the
Yeah.
Depths of Time.
Yep.
The people See, I'm not even sure about this because it changed later on
Yeah.
when I was writing it. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so bear with me, folks. The people of a far-off land are oppressed by a carapace-faced villain, Dr. Manta, who I just found out is his name. Many are captured and enslaved in the mines. One slave manages to send a distress call off before his doom. Swinging in the concrete jungle, Spider-Man intercepts the message with his Spidey sense.
Which
Okay.
is a thing you
All
can
right.
do.
Okay, sure.
That's what he does. Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
Yeah, classic
not
spider
even that.
power right
It's
there.
the wow, I'm receiving a message that only I can
Only
understand.
I
Yeah.
can hear this.
Spider-Man blasts off in a rocket ship to intercept a distress call. Upon arrival on a hidden island, Spider-Man is attacked by the very monsters who captured the innocent people. Realizing they are only giant robot bugs, I should say, he turns them on each other, causing a massive collision, destroying them all. Spider-Man realizes the signal controlling the bug machines is coming from a castle. On his way to the castle, which at first seemed like it was right there, now qualifies for a scenic montage. Spider-Man is attacked by a giant rhino-like creature activated by Dr. Manta with his organ pipe. Spider-Man swings closer to the castle and is attacked by monstrous gargoyles and is knocked into the moat. But it's out of the frying pan and into the fire as Spidey has to deal with a huge crocodile dragon thing.
Crocodile dragon, yeah.
Yeah. Spidey easily defeats the croc as our villain revels in his own majesty. Suddenly, Spider-Man is in Manta's chamber. Just like that. Just cuts, and he's there.
Yeah.
He vows to destroy the asteroid they are on. Yes, that's right. The island is now an asteroid.
Did I
Spidey
miss?
No, no,
They were
that's
on
what
an
he said.
asteroid?
They said the asteroid, yeah. Spidey races to the roof of the cave where he saw a rocket ship full of lavasite, the mineral the townsfolk are forced to mine. Look at that. We get some context there. I love it. He blasts off and flies the ship at full speed into the colossal monster, completely destroying it. Wait, did I establish that there was a monster?
I was going to say.
I forgot that. This
also,
was so
there's a colossal monster.
Also, there's a colossal monster, the final boss, and Spidey defeats it by flying the ship full of lavasite, which apparently is nuclear when he collides. So Spider-Man explains to the freed slaves how the villain controlled them using an organ when he realizes he needs to get back home to return the rocket ship he borrowed. Home. Dirty home at last. Roll credits. Man.
Unbelievable.
Listen, as you're reading through this, and bravo for making any sort of linear sense out of this.
That, because it just makes too much sense.
But listen, you know what is occurring to me? The Rocket Robin Hood episode is called From Menace to Menace, which actually makes sense with what happens here.
Yeah,
because he just keeps as another villain and another villain and another villain. And it kind of becomes like that He-Man episode we did, where it's like on the way to castle.
Yeah, the test.
A different thing keeps popping up to like stop him. So From Menace to Menace makes sense, whereas like Phantom from Out of Time or whatever doesn't make a drop of sense.
I feel like they must have at some point thought, well, maybe it would make sense if he went back in time, and that's why it was like this. And then they just never did that.
I mean, the thing is, like, they have the Rocket Robin Hood footage, they know what it is, and they have the Spider-Man. I mean, the actor is saying lines.
This is an insane thing to do.
I
think that we're just like skating right past this.
Yeah.
They took the footage from one show, which is about Robin Hood in space, and they decided to just replace Robin Hood with Spider-Man. I am not okay with this.
But see,
Hillary, I agree. I was sitting there going like, all he could have done was get in the rocket ship, and then it would have been like, woo, 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 and he was like, whoa, that was weird. What was that? And then, all of a sudden he's just, boom, you're in a different time.
I think the premise could have made sense with just a couple of lines, and like clearly they have the actor recording dialogue here, so I don't know why.
Here's the thing.
Just have him be in like well, Professor, I guess I'll have to try out your ship for you. Do anything.
What was...
Oh, I stole the time ship instead of a regular ship, you know, like something.
Right. Or just, a portal. He got in and it was a wormhole, or he was teleported to somewhere else. Like, just have dialogue that makes sense to that. But instead, he's like, my spider sense picked up a secret message for the first time ever. I guess I'll steal. He says, I've been everything but a test pilot. And
Yeah,
he steals
he's
this
gonna
ship.
steal the ship.
And he says it's coming from the ocean. And then suddenly he's in
Then
like...
he just goes to like a jungle somewhere.
Yeah, and then it's like in an
but
asteroid
it's also
in
sort of
space.
it's also here's what I'm saying. What was the popular drug of choice in Hollywood
Probably
at
LSD.
this time?
I was just going to say
Because
this
there
feels
is
a little
no
LSD.
way. Like, you guys are trying to make it make sense. There's no way that they were trying to make it make sense. This
Yeah.
has to just be they were literally on drugs from start to finish, from like
Yeah,
concept
if I learned anything from Shatner,
through
it's
the
LDS.
animating.
Yeah.
It's man,
Yeah.
completely insane.
Yeah.
Just so insane.
Yeah.
Well, what it is
Children
it's the
watch
Spider-Man. The Spider-Man dialogue. It's an island.
Yeah.
The Rocket Robin Hood dialogue from Manta is asteroid. So that kind of makes sense, right? So that probably just got missed, you know?
So they only changed the voice for Spider-Man, you think?
I think so, because
I
when you
think
watch,
so.
when you
Yeah.
see some like side by side clips. Well, another thing is that in the Rocket Robin Hood thing, it's Robin and it's also Little John, and so some of the stuff where it's like jumping all around and Spider-Man just having this inner monologue made it extra weird. You know, if you have two characters trapped in this weird thing, you can kind of get through a plot like this a little better
Yeah.
because they
That's true. No, that's true.
They can be communicating with each other, and it kind of, you know, you as an audience person, you can kind of be like, oh, they're trying to figure it out too. But Spider-Man is just not bothered by this at all.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
insane
hey,
things keep happening, and
you know
he just
what?
takes it in stride.
He's using that sky hook. He's
Yeah.
just, you know, webbing into the clouds and flying.
Yeah.
Can I say something controversial, you guys? I kind of liked it, and
Get out.
I
Get
mean, just like the
Yeah, the
like
Spider-Man music.
the soft jazz as those
Oh my
like,
gosh.
weird mantis bugs are walking
I
around, just
loved
grabbing people.
the bugs. I loved the bugs. I
know what it reminded
ironically
me of
adored
bugs?
those bugs.
Yeah.
Reminded me of the old black and white film Them. You remember that?
Yes.
That terrified me as like I saw that movie when I was way too young, and
Yeah.
you watch it now and it's like, how was I ever scared of this? Well,
Yeah.
when it's the only thing you've ever seen like that,
Yeah.
that's pretty terrifying. It was pretty. I mean, that noise. I remember the noise the ants made was the same noise a squealing fan belt or a timing belt on a car made, and I grew up in Patterson, so no one ever got that stuff fixed. So I remember like a car would start up and start driving away, and I was like,
It's the bugs.
you know, like
Here.
it's the sound. It sounds almost exactly the same, you know. So
Yeah.
Oh my word, you were haunted.
terrified me.
I mean, like, I'm not going to, but I kind of would be interested to just watch the
No,
real
no.
Rocket Robin Hood version of this, because
I
it
thought
could-
about that too.
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it could kind of like, if that's the whole vibe.
Who
and
did
you
it
have-
better?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's yeah.
It just seemed like there's, I don't know. It just, again, when you have the Spider-Man actor recording new dialogue, you could just say anything to give us even the flimsiest reason about how he's jumping all
The
around.
only
and
context
why.
that they gave was that it was a quiet day in New York.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
it.
And he suddenly picked up, that guy like calls him
Yep.
with a key. Doesn't even
Oh
make
my
any
word.
sense.
It doesn't look.
I
Well, here's the
didn't
thing
get that
too.
at
Like, if you think about it, like, where's the copyright in this? So I guess the copyright of Rocket Robin Hood is literally just Rocket Robin Hood and Little John.
No, I think
Because,
it's
like-
just the same. I think the same studios were behind it. I think.
Oh,
they just looked up-
okay. So it was the same studio. So they this is
I
we own
think-
it. We might as well just use it. Yeah.
Which is, you know, like Hanna-Barbera did that a lot. You know, incidental
Yeah.
music and stuff you'd hear in different places, or the backgrounds that like Scooby-Doo would run by. Like, it wouldn't be crazy for like Speed Buggy or... that's it.
I mean,
That's it.
here's the thing though too. Like, no comment from Spidey on like, "Wow, this city is weird looking," or
Yeah.
I
Right?
feel out of touch," you know, or just literally anything to just kind of set
Yeah.
you know, I guess place a setting. I don't know
Yeah.
how else to say it, but just to be like, okay, he's acknowledging that this place looks weird, but he's talking to
Right.
people, and even the guy at the end when he's like, yeah, so you know, he was controlling everyone with his pipe organ, and they were just monsters, and the guy's like, it was like he's staring at the screen, and he's like, okay, and it's like, what happened? It was like, so
Yeah.
that definitely got shoehorned in there. Like,
Yeah.
he was answered in a really
Well,
weird
there was
way. And I
some
was like,
things like when you were saying that suddenly Spider-Man was just in there, I wondered if there was some sequences that they just couldn't make work with Spider-Man. You know, if
Yeah.
they had to just be like, all right, we got to just cut that, because I think the Rocket Robin Hood probably would have been longer because it wouldn't have had this bumpers
yeah.
of Spider-Man on either end. Though when we watched it, they played the theme song about 5 times, so maybe
That's true. They did have
maybe
some
it wouldn't
filler
have,
in there.
maybe it would have been, but
Yeah, with the montages. the
Yeah, there
swinging
were
montages.
multiple times when it really felt like I had missed something.
yeah,
But I hadn't.
Yeah.
They just jumped.
I think so.
They really filled too, because if you notice when you could tell when it cuts to commercial. There was like a montage at one point. I think this was the montage that I mentioned where it was like, you thought the castle was right there. Where he's like, I feel like it's coming from that castle right there. And it like shows the castle and you're like, oh, okay, he's right there. And all of a sudden he's swinging and then he's swinging more.
Yep.
And then it cuts to commercial.
Running.
And when
He
it
cuts
comes
a
back,
running
A lot of
through,
running.
yeah.
get a lot of running. And when it comes back from commercial, he's swinging again. And I was like, I noticed that. I was like, whoa, it's just still swinging. We're just, recycling some footage with different backgrounds now.
And why were they going? You said the castle. They had the castle, which was the image of it was a very like gothic looking image. And they've got Igor is there, and like the guy is playing an organ, but everything else is just bugs.
Yeah.
Like it
We
wasn't
established
there was
that
no,
with
the
Rocket
atmosphere
Robin, though.
was nothing like that.
He's right though. Like in Rocket Robin Hood, that's kind of what the vibe.
Yeah.
It was like, this is medieval almost, and then Rocket Robin Hood would like fly in on a glider, and it would be like, oh,
I hate this.
Oh,
I can't.
okay.
I can't. This is
So-
killing me.
You know, there are Spider-Man comics, like, you know, Spider-Man paired with, say, Doctor Strange or something, where Spider-Man gets tossed into one of these crazy situations, and those are fun because he's Spider-Man, and he's like, well, this is nuts,
Right.
You know, and like that's a fun.
Well, he's also tossed in, and you get that. Where this is like, I'm going to go, I'm in New York, and I feel like
This
an
is just
island.
out
And
in
then
the
you go to the
harbor.
island, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This isn't an island. It's like a different planet.
Yeah. Well, I think to your point, Hillary, they probably weren't really working that hard to make it all make sense. I just feel like you could make it make sense.
You could. It
Like,
wouldn't be that hard.
I don't think
they
it'd be
could.
that tough of
Yeah.
a premise that Spider-Man gets tossed into this weird situation
Yeah.
and he's just reacting. And then at the end of it, he's like, what the heck was that about? And that's the end. You know, I think that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But that was not
That wasn't what
not the
happened.
goal here.
Not.
You know what this feels like to me? This feels like somebody was criticizing their work, their earlier work. And somebody was like, you know what? I bet that guy doesn't even watch our show. And so like a professor writes, like, grades your paper, and you're like, I bet you don't even read it. So you write like the professor's really dumb in the middle of your paper. This is like, season 2, episode 8. Just toss it in there to see if he's
I bet
paying
they
attention.
won't even notice.
Yep.
Like the next, like 2 months later, when it's like the quarterly meeting, they're all like, "Oh, is he gonna say? Is he gonna say anything?" And then he doesn't say anything, and they're all like, "See, he doesn't even watch the show. We made it. We tried so hard for them to realize."
I like this theory.
This isn't the only one of these, you guys. There's a couple of Spider-Man episodes that are Rocket Robin
no
Hood
way.
Spider-Man
No,
overlays.
why? Who approved
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
There are people whose job this is.
Yeah.
What's crazy? It's Spider-Man though. You would think it's the other way around. Where Rocket Robin Hood, they're like, "Man, we're really like dying for content here. Let's pull some stuff from Spider-Man." Like, but it's no. They're pulling from Spider-Man. Started out pulling. If it weren't for Rocket Robin Hood, can we be honest that Spider-Man probably would never have been a thing?
I think Spider-Man
that's what this
has
means.
a lot.
Yeah.
It owes a lot to Rocket Robin.
Rocket
Hood.
Robin Hood flew so Spider-Man could web
That's
sling.
right. That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
I agree.
That's right.
That's what it's
100%.
about. I do feel like timing-wise, there's a reason why there's a lot of like old comics that like we just don't have anymore because they just threw them away. They were just like, this is like, wrap a fish in it. Who cares? Like the next one will be out. So
Wrap a fish in it.
Wrap
That's
a
what
fish
you
in
just threw out.
In the
just,
paper,
like,
yeah.
Who cares? It's just so I think that there wasn't a lot of like it's kiddie fair, like nobody cares about this.
Yeah, I guess.
So we gotta fill time, just throw some colors in there, throw some bugs, the kids won't care. We can live to fight another day.
That rhino had 2 legs.
He did
I'm
have
pretty sure it
2
had 2
legs.
legs. Yeah,
Two
it definitely
legs.
did.
2 legs.
Definitely
Crazy.
did.
This is gonna be hard, Hillary, but normally on our end of things, we ask for an Okavark moment. Okavark was what the Ewoks would say when they were mad or like, oh, that was awful.
Okay, so this is bad. This is the bad.
The thing that you in all of this where you were like, that's too far. That's a road too far.
Ani, I think I'm gonna say the voice of the bug guy.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Mantis.
Because
that was
right
jarring
off the
at
bat,
first, right?
it just throws you completely out of it. You're just like bug face, weirdly normal, not even a voice actor kind of voice.
Yeah.
Just like
Aggressively
dude on the street.
Normal.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oppressively normal.
Yeah. It primes you to think it's going to be funny, I think.
It does,
You
yeah.
know, again, probably because of Space Ghost, but
yeah.
you know.
Oh, I bet you. Yeah, for real. That's
What about you, Steve?
Or the
What's
Brack show or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that, yeah.
What's your Oak of Arc?
Me, I don't know. It's just the whole episode.
You got a quant.
Just the did we establish a time dimension travel or something? And then like it just felt like to me, I wrote oh crap episode that like, it was just like I don't know, like somebody got sick or the whole crew got sick and they only had like 3 days to make a show instead of a week, and it was just like, well, what happened on Rocket Robin Hood last week? All right, let's grab that, like, and it just, I don't know, it just felt so thrown together that, I mean, even when I read my own synopsis of it, I'm like, oh man, I never reread my synopses. Hillary, I just write them. And I'm like, whew, I hope that's good. And then it ends up being okay. This is the first one that I struggled this much to read, thinking, oh, wait, I forgot stuff. And I'm like, wait, did I forget it?
Yeah,
or was it just never actually established?
There's a couple things. And again, maybe it makes more sense in Rocket Robin Hood. But when you he's controlling these people with the pipe organ, and it seems like there's this whole society that's been oppressed, and now they're going to rise up. It's like, those are kind of heavy issues to just have in one line, throw out there. I mean, it felt like there was context that we didn't have, which, judging from the episode of Rocket Robin Hood that we did watch, that may not be true. So
yeah, it feels like they could have done a better job. It with what they had. I haven't seen the original Rocket Robin episode, but I feel like there are ideas to blend the episodes together. I just wonder if they didn't have time. So this feels like, hey, they could have made it work, right? With we just superimpose one of those forest scenes really close and then spin it. Boom, there's your wormhole. Boom, done. That's all you. So it's hardly any work could have been done, I feel like, to make this happen. But it was okay, we got to do this, but we have 2 days to do it.
An intern incinerated all the cell drawings, and they were like, you know what?
Yeah,
we don't have time. So just
a fire at the office happened. That's what it feels like. Where it's just crap, and we got to get it out quick. And so
this is the one you chose to invite me on. So thank you. I thank you so much for the oh crap episode.
After the experience that was Rocket Robin Hood, we knew we had to watch one of these.
Yeah,
and so
makes sense.
Anyway, mine, I guess, almost feels like a nitpick compared to all the things that were going on. But I just thought the pull to get Spider-Man into the story, where Bro sends some message and Spider-Man, number one, picks it up, which is not how Spidey sense works, and then it's like, oh, he sent a message that only I can hear. I have to go. I just really feel like somebody in some lab could have been like, Spider-Man, I'm picking up this weird distress call, and he could have come and gone. Anything. I would have accepted anything, but just that to me was that doesn't make
from
sense.
Inside of a mine too. Let's be honest, who are you gonna call, really?
Yeah, it was strange. What about Ichiwawa? So this is what the Ewoks would say when they were excited.
Ichiwawa.
So what about this delighted you?
The bugs. I loved the bugs with their little skittery little legs.
Yeah.
The way that they moved. All the animals, really. Yeah. I loved the way that they moved. The rhino had the tiniest little legs.
Oh, yeah.
And the giant body. I don't know.
Confusing
the animation
gravity
was just so insane. I loved it.
Yeah. There was that one monster.
He was dancing.
One of the Menace to Menacing kind of looked like Clayface from Batman. And he was just
mouth
open, just side to side, side to side.
Yeah.
Which kind of rolls into my Chihuahua moment, which was that music. I just, the Spider-Man thing is just like the soft jazz the whole time. And
they go back and forth a few times too.
And in the Rocket Robin Hood, it's like they sort of pull the Spider-Man jazzy stuff with more of the horns and stuff that's going on for Rocket Robin Hood. And I genuinely enjoyed the music.
Yeah, the music was good. I thought it had the way that it played well with those visuals was really amusing.
Yeah, it was. I felt like the music was the thing that was most successful at you want us to play music for this episode? Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know,
I wonder if they just
7.
reuse that though too. You know, you got to
Yeah, it could
wonder if
be.
they reused some stuff from both.
Well, they must have,
You know?
because the Spider-Man show is jazzy like that, but it did seem
Yeah.
like they were kind of playing with the themes of both shows, and I genuinely appreciated that. What about you, Steve? What was your Ichiwawa moment?
So I at first I wrote down the Spider-Man swinging montages. I actually did
Yeah,
kind of like
those are
those.
fun. Those are
Especially
fun.
when he's like coming right at the camera. I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. But it's like I feel like to me that's such an icon. I've seen that before. I've seen that like that
Yeah.
hand over fist kind of swinging at the camera type swing, which I enjoyed. And then you see him doing the same swing in multiple locations, which I thought was really, really funny. But I think it's, I think what I really appreciated and I thought was cool was that each monster kind of transformed from something, right? Like the bugs were like hidden as like these green mounds, and then it would like transform into actual bugs.
That
And
is
then
the
the
sound.
rhino was like I don't know, he looked like a rock or something, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you had that little mirage effect, and then you saw an eye open, and then the final monster. The only one we didn't see transition is the dragon crocodile thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the final monster was like the mountain. That's right, because he said like, oh yeah, the mountain's going to activate and it's going to destroy the asteroid we are on. And didn't he say something? Wasn't he giving up his life too? He was like, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, or something like that. That was
He
like,
said that he will be satisfied even if it costs him his life.
Yes.
Yes, that he does. And I thought, what? Like, okay, like you finally defeated the weird Spider-Man guy, but you died doing it. That's not success.
There was a little dialogue that they must have added where the Manta's guy was like, I'll get that web slinging, whatever. As if he knew Spider-Man. He knew his gimmick. Like he knew this guy was spider themed and swung on webs. And I kind of wondered, because that actor also voices Scorpion in the Spider-Man show. I wonder if they just pulled sound bites of that guy doing the Scorpion and just tossed him in here, so there was a couple of Spider-Man
that
references.
would make sense.
Yeah. This was
he just sounds like it was the janitor or something, that they just got somebody and they were like, hey, we need to, you're the only one here. We're working, it's like 2 a.m. It's the cleaning crew or something like that.
See, that kind of
and they were like, we
works
just need
for
a guy.
like Scorpion, though, because he is just supposed to be like a regular guy. But for this, it's just a whole weird thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's just a whole weird thing.
A very dramatic looking villain with a very
mundane voice,
like normal, normal voice, just normal, like Ben from accounting. So that's funny.
Well, I feel like we've set the bar so high, so even to talk about our upcoming episodes, it seems like it's going to be a letdown for people. But
are we just going to ignore Yub Nubs?
Oh, sure. No, you're right. We should do Yub Nubs. Steve, you brought it up, so you have to go first.
Oh man, I don't know. I was thinking about it like for the past couple of days, like what would I actually give this, because I feel like it's so unique and interesting that it deserves more than it really should get. And it's like, I'd say probably a 2.5, but I feel like I've given stuff a 2.5 that's actually legitimately been like, you should have done better. And this one, I think they should have done better, but I don't think they could have. Where like other stuff, it was like, you tried your best, and it just was really bad, like, and I gave that a 2.5. So I don't know, 2.5. I'm going with that. I'm confident with it's not very good.
I don't feel that I can, in good conscience, give this a rating as if it were an actual piece of media.
Okay.
So I abstain.
Yeah. It's a collage, essentially, is what it is.
That's probably the right answer.
A collage is a pretty good analogy.
Well,
actually.
Jack Kirby would do collages in his comics, so maybe it's an homage.
I can rate it as collage. Okay. Give it a 3.5 as a collage.
The only thing I feel like I can say positively about it is that I was not bored. I was transfixed.
Yeah, I was not bored either.
I was like, what am I seeing? What's happening? So I'm going to go a little higher, and I'm going to say a 3-star because, I have a fond for this show, and it certainly did not disappoint as far as experience go.
What do you think a kid's experience of this would be? Like going from the last week to this week, this is what they're seeing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you sit down and watch it, you can't really follow a cohesive story.
Yeah.
So if you're,
I feel like it would be special, right?
Yeah.
It
Like
would be
when
special.
Spider-Man gets in the ship and you see all the like gears and levers and everything. It's very like Kirby-esque, and it like there's so much going on that it's like genuinely interesting to look at. So I feel like a lot of the images and the different monsters, from Menace there, there's a lot to look at. So I feel like, kids at the time probably would have been like, that was an odd episode, but would have liked it.
Okay.
I think the
Yeah,
Igor
I
stuff
think they
was
would have liked it.
confusing.
Why was
Igor
there
and
Igor?
Dr. Mantis very strange, but maybe they would have liked it.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's going to pale in comparison, but next time for This Endorian Life, we're going to Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures.
Hooray!
Yeah.
And previously on X-Men, we'll be continue working through our X-Men Evolution Season 1.
Well, just like Spider-Man and Rocket Robin Hood's worlds coming together, previously on X-Men and Endorian Life teaming up was a delight for me.
Yes, this was fun.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.
We'll see you.
Okay, then. Thank you to Prophetic Music for our theme song.
Previously on X-Men and This Endorian Life are brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Be sure to tune in to the network's other series, 902, and here we go.
Please rate, subscribe, or share this show wherever you get your podcasts. Bye.
Rocket Robin Hood.